we are rolling. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the Chatty CHRIS podcast with the one and only host, CHRIS Huizar, me. So you guys, this is episode 7, and once again, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for everyone who is tuning in, who is supporting, who's subscribing, who's liking, who's commenting. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, because we're posting every week now, so I'm excited for that. So this week we have another special guest. So without further ado, let me jump on into introducing our guest for this episode, which is episode number 7. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, one of my very close friends, Sergio, aka Sergina.
Hi guys.
So me and her, wait, are you pronounced him, she, he, her?
It. Just kidding.
No, we call each other sister, so we're always like her, but we don't
I feel
like go
that
as
question
that.
always gets asked.
I know, people are always like, are you trying to be trans? I'm like, no, I'm just
because we're always like, oh my god, like
her,
sis,
girl,
like,
yeah,
she.
sister. We always call each
But
other
I don't
sister.
touch her.
No, literally. So it's not like really meaning it like that. We're just like
I feel
her.
like it's just like in a friendship.
Yeah, like a
It's
friend group.
We call each other she or sis or like girl.
Mainly sister though. Yeah, so if you are new here, then you probably don't know who this is. Clearly, if you're an OG, you know who this is. I literally just posted a video on my main channel with her. Thank you, Cynthia. We have a little live guest here as well too. So me and Sergio go. Oh, wait, we should chug the buzz balls first, because I'm like, ooh, I'm over here. We also have some chelada mango chili with some chilita chamoy. Use my discount code period for some percentage off. And yes, this time we do have them cold. Yeah, that's that. So I'm excited. Oh, and when I discovered these, it was with him. Remember, I was like, I've never tried those, and then yeah, that was your first time trying them too, no?
I think that's the only liquor store that I've found them at. Because I've gone to others and they don't have.
Yeah, they have like one selection. I'll be like, ooh, the one we went to.
That shit was a fail.
It was a big fail, you guys. We literally drove all the downtown on a scooter for buzz balls, and they had like one selection. We were like, oh, okay. And we didn't even drink it all. We chugged like a little
Bitch,
bit.
I know.
We said, good.
Oh, wait,
No.
can we cut?
Yeah, we could cuss. We don't get monetized yet, bitch. Period. So, cheers. Ooh, we just going in today.
I'm scared. I haven't eaten.
Yeah, that's why I ate this morning. I was like, ooh, I gotta eat. Here's some napkins just in case we need them. Ooh. So when I first moved to Colorado, which was back in 2016, I think like in the end of August, beginning September, Sergio was like one of the first gay friends that like I actually like met and stuff, and we went out. I still remember the first time we went out. You was driving, period. You swooped, and then we went to a party. I think it was Josue's cousin's party we went to in like Aurora. It was.
Girl, I have bad memory.
Girl, I mean, and yeah, we've been friends ever since. Period. Point in a blank. I feel like you're one of my only gay friends that, besides like a few other people, that I've been friends with for like a minute. Yeah. You know, we've both been through a lot of friendships, a lot of
Little fake ass hoe. Ain't gonna name nobody.
Period. We don't name drop over here unless you want to. So we have a few things we're gonna discuss, because clearly we're both like openly gay men, and we're like femboys, I guess you could consider it. And yeah, so I feel like there's a lot of always questions like, oh, how do y'all deal with like straight men, DL men, or men that are like with girlfriends and like married and all that. I feel like personally, people go through like being gay, you go through certain phases. Like you go through your grinder phase, you go through your sneaky link phase, you go through your DL trade married phase. I feel like because we're both, I'm 22, he's 21. I feel like you about to be 22, period. We gonna have, ain't you having a buchona party?
It's in the works.
Period. It's in the works. Stay tuned for that. So I feel like, yeah, you go through, like when you're like 17 through 19 or maybe 20, you go through like that phase where you're like, oh my God, like, yeah, I'm fucking a married man, or like a DL guy with a girlfriend, all that. What do you have to say to the ladies? Because clearly I'm sure you've dealt with DL men that are like, oh, I have girlfriends. What is your take on it like now? I know like Cause me before I'd be like, I wouldn't care. I would be like, okay, like as long as she's not hitting me up. I would be annoying. I would ask questions like, how long y'all been together? As long as they're not setting me up, period. Sometimes when I would ask questions, I'd be like, how long y'all have been together? Like, do she lick your booty hole? Like, I would literally troll. I would troll. But would you, because I was talking about this on one of my other podcasts, like about, and like straight men DM me and they have girlfriends and stuff. Like, would you say you should reach out and message the girl? Because I'm not seeing it from like, oh, you're telling that he's gay. I'm seeing it as like your significant other cheating. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl or whatever. So from your perspective and point of view, what do you think like someone should do? Because I think you should, but I don't know. I had to think about it all day.
It just depends. Like, if they're like,
I'm like, bitch.
I feel like it just depends. Like, if they're like, if they have a whole family, then okay, like maybe. Because like that's kind of like, you know, fucked up. Like,
true. And you don't want to get in the mix in that unless it's like they're like annoying you and like, because some be wild. And like, I know back in the days when I was single and I had my fair shares, girl, they pull up and they just come over knocking like.
Well, thank God, bitch. I have never like fucking.
I know there's been times though where we had to rescue you.
Oh wait, which time?
Where we had a full out jump because it was a gated community.
Oh my God, bitch! No, that shit was so crazy. Okay, guys, so I was talking to this one guy. He was DL, and at first it was just us like hanging out, right? And then like all of a sudden like he's like, oh, let's go to the liquor store. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down. Bitch, we go to the liquor store and then like he comes back and he's like, my friend just like messaged me, he wants to like hang out. I was like, okay.
You're like, what do you mean hang out? Like hang out or
I was
hang
like,
out?
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, y'all have fun. And I was like, okay, well, you could take me home. And he's like, no, but like, you want, like, you can come too. I was like, bitch.
I remember we were driving around too, and we're like, is he done? Where's Gina?
Yeah, because we were supposed to go out.
Yeah, we were literally supposed to go, and we're like, okay, he doing his thing. We're like waiting, and he was like, SOS, bitch, SOS. And it was a gated community, everything. We had to hop that shit, and yeah. Long story short, we saved her.
I was like, set it in the code.
No, yeah.
Wrong ass code. I was like,
we're like, it's all failed. Security on the way. I was like, no, girl, we gonna get him today.
And then I think I did tell him, I was like, oh, like, no, like, I'm not down for whatever the fuck you have in mind. So I'm gonna come, like, call my friends to come pick me up, and then bitches rescued me.
Yeah, we pulled up real quick. We was Captain Save a Hole, like meep meep, and we went out that night too and got lit per usual. So I know there's a lot of other assumptions too about like homophobic men and all that. Like, so do you personally think like a homophobic guy is like DL or is like?
Low key, I feel like they are.
Yeah, same. Because I feel like if you're not comfortable with your masculine side, like you're kind of weird. Like I've met guys who are like straight and are really comfortable with themselves, and I don't be there like, oh, it's because they're gay. Oh, it's because like no. But if you're very like chill with that gay shit, like very like oh, then there's something wrong. Because I know there's been a lot of times where we had encounters at parties with straight men acting up. I think the one that comes like on first of the top of my head is when Kathy and Jessica threw a cabin party. And so what happened was the cops pulled up and everyone ran. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why that's a thing, like to run. But they ran and everyone left their bottles and shit. And we knew the people who were throwing it. So we stayed there and we're like, period. Like, we got all these free bottles. And the cops ended up leaving and everyone came back. And keep in mind, we had like, well, I grabbed the bottle because I was like, they left a full bottle here. Like, I'm going to grab it, not knowing whose it was or what. And this group of men, and one of them in that group was gay, and I'm not gonna say his name because one of my friends took him home after a party. You know exactly who I'm talking about, period. So I was like, okay, whatever. This happened before that incident though. So I had the bottle, and then I think it was you. You were like, girl, they're over there like talking shit. They're like, that faggot got the bottle.
Everything. I feel like I'm always like
aware of the surroundings. Like, he comes up to us and he's like, girl, they're over there talking shit, like they're saying that El Joto got the bottle. And I did literally, you guys, I didn't even like respond. I just went up to them and I was like quick, I was like, who and so I had the bottle and I was like, who's talking shit? And clearly all his friends pointed at that was low-key fake. All his friends were like, it was him, the shortest one of the group. I was really there like, and I was like, you want your bottle back? You want your bottle back? I'll fucking hit you in the head with your bottle. I'll hit you. We did keep the bottle, huh?
Because they were like, no, like we didn't say nothing. Like,
yeah, hopefully he's not friends with them no more, because they were clearly not.
But
like, how are y'all?
The guys out here, like, they just will like comment or like make a little comment and like say something.
Like,
and,
to be cool
them,
and yeah, scary. It don't matter if they're like no, period. It literally is like that. And yeah, so I was like up to him and I'm like, you want your bottle back? I'll hit you with it. And then everyone's like, chill. And then yeah, we continued to, you know, party and have fun. That night I remember I was running and because the cops came again, I ran and I fell in the hole. Girl, because both those holes, they're ditches. Like
fucking dead,
they're
dude.
deep. Oh my god. I was running and I fell and I was like, like I was in the hole and I went think and my phone cracked. It was all bad. And then I remember we went to the we were wild. We would every day, you guys.
Bitch, even in snowstorms.
No, we would hang out. There was a period of time like that whole year, every holiday, we would always hang out. Like always. Our friend would always pick us up and we would like, she would pick everyone up and we would always go do wild stuff, like literally wild stuff. And it was so freaking crazy. That's how when I lived in Longmont at my mom's, that's when I was like swoop. It was literally like a woo, picking up everybody. Like, could you get me? Like, a stop on the way.
I'm fucking dead. She's in the magic school bus.
Period. And we would never have plans either. It would just be like it was like automatically we were gonna hang out with. Like, we never were like, oh, we're gonna go do this. It was like, oh, I'm gonna pick you up. Like, we're gonna go
or
do
like
this.
The day before, we would already be like, okay, well, like, what are we doing tomorrow?
Like, what are we doing? What are we exploring? We was fucking like the magic school bus exploring, Dora the Exploring boots.
Bitch,
like,
no, but we were like low key like popping. Like,
no, yeah, we were like at every party. We were at literally. We were the only gays too. I feel like that's why it was like we'd walk in like, oh, we'd go, oh, everyone be like, always be like, oh my god, y'all are the party, y'all are this, y'all are that.
But
and
even some guys would be like, oh, y'all lit.
Yeah, there would be a lot of guys too that are like, oh, invite them, they're lit. And it wasn't like, oh, invite them, they got the bitches, because like we were only hang out with one girl. Like,
literally,
we have a lot of memories, a lot of story times, a lot of we could sit here for ages, y'all, just talking and saying all that. So I know you recently started doing OnlyFans. So how is that going, sis?
It's going good.
That's good. I'm sure it's all like thirsty guys and you're like, boy, get my OnlyFans. Like, what you mean for free? What you mean?
Little bitch, I know. There's like, I don't know.
No, yeah, that world is a whole different type of world. And once you're in it, then you're like, oh, it's like annoying, to be honest. Like, you have to have patience for sure. Because
I usually just like look at the message and I'll be like,
same. I'm like, girl, I do not reply to certain things. I'm like, okay, bitch, you can hit me up on my OnlyFans if you really want to talk to me.
I would just send the link and that's it, and not respond like after. They'll like just leave me on scene because they'll be like, I was trying to get free shit. I'm like, no.
Like, no, ain't nothing free in this world, baby boy. And if your mama didn't teach you that, then that's on you. Cause you're not gonna go to the barbershop and get a haircut and be like, okay, bye. No, they're gonna be like, they're gonna fucking make you bald if you try to walk out, period. Like, no, I'm not against like people who do meetups, but I personally don't do meetups. I feel like I get a lot of that, like meetups.
I would be scared as fuck.
Yeah, girl, I feel like I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but I would do a meetup and I would set the guy up. Like, I would pull up with my boyfriend and we would rob you. like if I had to, I would, but I'm not saying like I would do that. But
of course you fucking would.
Like, if I really need the money, I'll be like, fuck it. Like, that's the last resort,
bitch,
period.
I feel like I think the situation through. Like, I'm like, okay, like, what if I did this? Like, what if this happened? Like,
because especially if you're gonna go alone. That's why I salute y'all if y'all do meetups and shit, because that's fucking scary as fuck.
Especially like, girls, like.
And all I know is y'all better get the money up front, period. Don't be waiting till afterwards. Like, no. Yeah, it would be scary.
Because like, what if you go and like there's a bunch there and they just
like yeah, that's scary as hell. Like, and you're the only person. Like, no.
I feel like that's what goes on through my head like most of the time. Like, when like people like want to like either meet up or like hang out, I'm like, oh, girl, bye. Yeah,
same. I'm like that too. I'll think like the worst scenarios instead of like the positive ones, but I'm like, no, it's because the world out there is really fucked up. So you don't be knowing like what's gonna pop up.
So I'm like, no.
Same. I'll overthink myself out of a lot of things. I'm like, what, bye. Even things that I shouldn't even be overthinking, I'm like, ooh, bye.
Same as fuck.
That's just a Scorpio in me though. I'm like, ooh, I need to chill. We'd go through different like friend groups, hanging out every day. Like, every day. There was a week straight, boy, when we were like off the shits, like hanging out, getting lit, going up in girl restrooms. Like, I feel like, oh my god. I feel like now Longmont is so different. Like back then there was like 4 cops, like everyone knew them.
Yeah.
Like you could get away with a lot. Now it's like really overcrowded. And Longmont, when I moved there, was like a small town. Like it was cute. It was like
knowing all the cops.
every time we go to parties, we're like VIP. We're always in the rooms. We're always like and then there was another time too where we went to a party and we had to jump out the window, and it was apartments, and I think me and you were the only ones who got out.
Oh my god, bitch. I remember that time.
We were waiting in the car for them. We're like, damn, what happened? Like, did the police get them?
Bitch,
That time was fun too.
so bruised. Oh my god. Like, I remember I had to like look at myself in the mirror. I was like, bitch, a big old bruise on my fucking ass.
It's because people were pushing people out the window. Like, they weren't taking it. They were like, go, go. I'm like, we're on the first floor. Like,
I remember talking about that. Bitch, I had to speak. I was like, wait. I'm like, who is this bitch talking about? I think it was that same party where we had to jump out and there was a fucking baby in the room.
oh my god, no, that's why I was scared. Because like, we all in the party could have got like child endangerment charge. I was gone.
Because the girl comes out, she's like, oh my god, my baby niece or something's in the room. I was like, you're fucking lying right now. There's not a baby while there's people out there drinking and
like
partying.
a party, and everyone hit. Oh my god, I remember some of our friends were hiding in the closet. They're like, girl, I'm stuck in here, like we gotta wait till the
Oh
police
my
leave.
god, yeah, I remember.
And we're just there like, in the car in the parking lot, like
we were the first ones bitches to be out. We were like,
no,
there.
period.
We were like, oh my God,
I was like,
these
we're
take
gone. And at that same party too, I like when we would always go out, all the girls we start dancing. Hey, it would look be like, okay, girl, chill. Like
I know, because
we
you just sat there still like recording. Like,
You're like, bitch, I'm sweating too. Or they get your mess ups and
we were supposed to go to a party bus, but the girl whose sister was throwing it was like, oh no, like I don't like them because they're like too loud, they're too extra. I was like,
y'all clearly don't know us. We're the life of the party.
Bitch, dead ass.
I feel like a lot of situations too, you just see from like one side of you. Like say we're out and about and then like a straight guy tries us or calls us like the F word. Then we fight them. They just see the fight and they're like, oh, they're ghetto. Look at them beating them up. Like, no.
It's not to be ghetto, it's just because like
we defend ourselves because you can't let people sit here and call you out your name and be disrespectful. You got to put your foot down, and if that's throwing down, then you got to throw down.
I'm like, girl, it's fucking hot.
I know. So we can go to downtown here, hit that switch.
Bitch, why was that on the whole time?
Because with you but with you I told you, I was like, if it gets hot, hit it. I don't know why I thought I told you.
Bitch, you did.
I'm up here, bitch. Burn them calories. Burn them carbs.
I'm gonna try not to laugh because you guys are so funny.
So you guys, that's gonna be all for this episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed episode 7, and once again a big thank you for my sister Sergio for coming on. This was long overdue.
I know.
You're like, bitch, I know, baby.
I've been like,
she booked and busy. I'm over here like, girl, please come on. But yeah,
nervous.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I feel like, it's a different setting because you're sitting down. It's not like a vlog or like you're like, what can I say? What can I say? But here on the CHRIS Huizar I know, I'm like, oop, me speaking what I need. Here on the CHRIS Huizar podcast, we are no judgment zone, and as of right now, we are unfiltered, period. So do you want to link any socials? Or get the OnlyFans, get the period, girl. Now's your time.
Follow me on my socials, which is Sergio Birueta.
Period. But yeah, you guys, until next episode, bye.